My sister, my brother, and I were latchkey kids, which growing up in the 80s meant that we would get home to an empty house and there would be several hours until my mom, usually, got home from work. In those hours after school, my brother, who was 3 years older and stronger, was somewhat sexually abusive. He would make sexual comments about my body. He would sometimes grab me inappropriately. Also, I found my father's pornography in our storeroom. When I was about 12, I felt unsafe in my own home. I always wound up feeling beaten up and unprotected, and honestly wondering, where the hell is my dad? So early on, from maybe about 7th grade, I began to believe a message that to be a woman meant to be used and abused by men. And I made a vow that I would never be like my mother, financially or emotionally dependent on a man. I had friends, a boyfriend, and now a fiance, and I would get off the phone with him and I would cry. And as a result of some of those relationships, I began to question my sexuality. I broke off my engagement as I began to wonder, maybe the reason that I'm not happy is because I'm actually attracted to women, and a woman would be able to meet all of my needs. I didn't really understand necessarily where my curiosity was coming from about this particular female friend, but what I can say is, as soon as I began to consider that a relationship with her was a possibility, the door was kicked wide open in terms of same-sex attraction. The first time that I kissed her, I felt so connected. And I really felt like this is what I've been looking for my whole life. But as soon as I began to experience same-sex attraction and I was in this relationship with this woman, I began to feel convicted. And I believe that that was the Holy Spirit drawing me, saying, this is a counterfeit. This is not who I've created you to be.